I am Ken Ballin and I own Skyro Floors. I specialize in custom tile and luxury floors. We're going to be installing the 4x8 sheets of Goboard in this shower to minimize the seams, and also we've got some funny business going on with the studs that we're going to be utilizing a method called wet shimming with the Goboard sealant so that we can make sure that our substrate is flat and within tolerance. I like to use Goboard because it's a waterproof board that doesn't need any additional waterproofing. You're treating the seams as opposed to going over a whole substrate if you're using something like a cement-based backer. It's much quicker, it's much lighter, it's much cleaner, and it's just a night and day difference from the old ways of doing things. We're going to take the panels and dry cut all the Goboard to make sure everything fits into space. I'm going to drill the holes for the diverter and the sprayers, and then we will start the wet shimming process of fastening the board to the studs so that we can get going with our waterproofing. So I'm going to push it on in. And then I'm going to start driving my screws in to kind of address that. After the sealant that we use to wet shim sets up, then you can tighten down those screws that we left proud initially to make sure that the substrate stays flat. Yeah, that's not the big deal. And you just want to get nice even coat. I'm back on the job site this morning. The thin set that we used yesterday for our wet shimming process is set up, so I'm going to drive the screws home the rest of the way, sealing over them so our substrate is fully waterproof, and then after a flood test we'll be ready for tile. I took the pebble mosaic and dry laid it over the field tile. After getting everything lined up and straightened out how I wanted it, I traced the perimeter of the pebbles onto the field tile and then start cutting in right up to that line that I traced. And with the grinder, I took the blade right up to the line through the hole and then went back to smooth out the cuts to take that line off fully. Then after you get that off, you want to polish that edge, anything that is going to smooth out that surface so you get that nice factory edge. After the tile was dry, I removed the lippage system with the clips and cleaned out the grout joints. After all the grout joints was clean, I gave it a nice wipe over the whole surface to make sure any excess thin set was off. I started the grouting process, and you let that set up, and then you give it a second wash. And that sets up for a bit of time. I'll get that final wash to get that last bit of haze off. And after all the wiping is done and everything's clean, I'll go back and use 100% silicone in all the changes of plane. Keeps everything flexible, it allows for movement, and it's a nice clean end product. My name is Ken Ballin. I am here at the Jersey Shore on Long Beach Island. I own Skyro Floors, and I specialize in custom tile and luxury flooring.